Hey, how's it going, everyone? So today I wanted to share this video. It's a very important topic, but it's not easy to talk about. This is kind of a darker subject, but it came up recently when somebody commented that they felt that most families are abusive. And I thought to myself and kind of did some processing, and I really wanted to know why that is. Why are most souls choosing the path of darkness? And what I came up with basically was a list of reasons. I contributed my own unconsciousness, and I had my own illusions to work through. And at the end of the day, I still deeply love these people. And but unfortunately, they couldn't, or they didn't. They weren't able to have the capacity to love me in the way that I needed. It's not that they're bad people. Well, I don't know, maybe they are. But either way, I would rather take the route of forgiveness. So when my soul chose to incarnate into the earth realm, I really do feel like I was like a firecracker. I wanted just liberation. So on some level, yes, I do feel like I chose a really harsh experience. I call my family the Dark Triad. They came in at a much earlier time than me, so it's almost like they had way different programming, and it really felt like, as a small little child, it felt like I was being really forced into this really dark, small, little limited way of thinking. As a starseed, I knew right away that this was like some BS. And so over time, I realized what was happening with the Dark Triad. I see the potential in them, but they're just not there yet. So this is what I feel like really makes people choose the darkness. I feel like a lot of really sensitive beings are going through this and questioning, why is it like this? Seriously, why are people holding on for dear life to like the Antichrist? Like, okay. So number one is TV. In every single room we had TVs, and if you even touched one of the TVs, like turned it off, you would get that like death stare, like, why did you do that? What? And I'd just be like, I don't know, it was loud, and I want to be in a quiet room, and they'd just be like, that was one of the biggest things. They were being brainwashed 24/7, the news, all these weird shows. I was like, really? I don't like this stuff. Violence makes me feel weird inside, and I don't really need to see like sex when I'm sitting next to my grandma, like. And they were just like, you're weird, Danielle. And that's when I realized, okay, I'm in a weird place. I don't know if I can really connect with this type of behavior. And it kind of was downhill from there, because basically this is what happened. So their souls, and you guys, don't worry, I've gotten help. I've been in therapy for so long, and now Spirit's just asking me to help other people. Like, this is the best thing I can do, is just like help other people. Because like I said, for a long time I was like stumped. How can people literally be this asleep and choose such, I don't know, such limited choices, and like so much darkness and evilness is just, it's what they want. And I was so confused. And don't get me wrong, we're humans. We're not perfect, but there is a weird, this is just not natural. It's almost like it's like a demonic possession is what's going on in a lot of these family structures, you know? So like I said, it's the shows, the violence, the sex, the TV, the porn. I don't know. I felt a big difference when the whole porn industry just totally took over the universe. I was just like, I've made a video about this. We don't need to talk about it. All right, so next thing on the list is dominance and power. A lot of times they feel that they will be able to do a lot more if they work for the dark side. A lot of people think that the darkness is a lot stronger, because I don't know, there's this theory that like Satan runs this planet, but it's not true. It's actually that love is sustaining every single particle, every single atom, and we would not be here if love was not, you know, the status quo. But yeah, people, I feel, choose the darkness because they want to they want to dominate, you know, they want to have control. Glitz, glamour, fakeness. That's okay. I think I wrote this. I know who this is because I wrote Kardashian down. There's something that happens in the realm of darkness, and that's that illusionary glitz and glamour. It's like it's a false light, I should say, the fake light, and a lot of people that choose the darkness are really attracted to the false light. So they love the glamour, they love the glitzy life, they love things that just give them that fantasy of, you know, the true light, because they're actually really missing it. They're missing that in their hearts, they're missing it in their souls. So they're really attracted to like glitzy things, and they love material. And I feel like that's a big part of where my family got lost. Let's see. Next thing on the list is social stigma. And I wrote keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah, so that will go in with the glitz and glamour. They really have to fit in to their little groups, you know. They gotta keep up with that that conditioning. The next one is Stockholm Syndrome. I feel like this is the most important one because I was so confused as to why a mother would enable her child to be abused by anybody. And it's because of something called Stockholm Syndrome. There's one person in power and they're the abuser, and they basically create this fear kind of hostage situation where people underneath them work for them even though that they know that they're being abused by that person. They're too afraid to detach from their abuser because they've been programmed over and over to basically serve, you know, their master. This happened like in times of war. They saw it a lot in Germany in the Nazi times. They would find people on behind their enemy lines working against their own people, the demise of their own people. Why? Because they were that fearful of the power that was in control. So that goes on a lot in families. The person in power, this is kind of the scary part, is that the person in power gets away with everything. They can do whatever they want. You know, unfortunately, it's like the abused people, the people that are getting stomped, get stomped down even further in those types of family systems. And I'll tell you from somebody firsthand experience, it's a nightmare. It's one of the most horrible things that can happen to an individual, because not only do you get the initial abuse, but you have to deal with the others that want to go ahead and, you know, throw their stones at you as well. So propaganda is the next thing. Obviously, these people are like, it goes back to the TV. These people are not sane. Insanity, propaganda being ran through their subconscious mind. So the next thing is poisoned by proximity. This is kind of interesting. You know, you can take a good soul, a person that has a heart, has a connection to the light, and if you put them in a group of narcissists, in a group of non-believers, they can be poisoned by proximity. You know, it's like the darkness is so dense that if you don't get yourself out of those environments, it begins to create a shadow over you. It creates, it basically deadens your light. So yes, I've seen people that I loved, I truly thought were the most beautiful, vibrant souls, and they themselves were poisoned by being close or being married or in a relationship or living in a house with a narcissist. Scary. Okay, so next is Big Pharma. Yeah, this is a huge one. They don't have the belief systems that tell them that their body can heal itself. So they cop out and they want to do everything by a pill. They want Big Pharma to heal them. And that's not good, because what happens is you lose your connection to your higher self and your soul when you are using pharmaceutical drugs. It's something that really detaches us from our higher essence. If you don't even trust your own self to heal, and you're giving all of that power away to a doctor that doesn't even really know you and doesn't really have the best intentions or agenda for your life, yeah, that right there, that's a big one. Okay, so let's talk about what will happen if you expose what I just talked about to you or to your family. What will happen if you shed light on some of these topics? And this is all stuff I've learned from firsthand experience. So in my own family, in the dark triad, I started to really figure this out. You know, I was like defining Christ in my own experience, and I was learning that the people around me were like totally just put off by that, and I was confused. So over time I started to speak up, and I was trying to shed some light on some of this stuff, and this is what occurred. I was outcasted, abandoned, I was distanced from, I was negated, I was neglected, and my character was assassinated. Now, that is what happens when you bring truth and light into the world, into the realm of illusion. They scurry, they run from that shit. They don't want to hear it. But that's our work. And that's what I wanted to put out today, is that we're here for this. This is what we're doing. We incarnated into these families, and you can check out that video that I just posted, starseeds that incarnated into abusive families. We chose this. We wanted to do this so that we could totally focus on liberation. And now it's time for us to stand up and to speak and to share our truth and our light. And even though, you know, the majority of our family members, they're not going to wake up yet, but that has nothing to do with us. We need to continue to focus on what's real. You know, we need to continue to be that beacon of light. So I am so happy that you're here. At least we have our soul family. At least we can connect with love and light, and just know that there's actually sane people out there, and we can have fun and have a good life, and we don't need to be abused. So as long as we do our work to move through the trauma and to release all of that pain from the past, we can have good lives, the lives that we deserve, because we chose the light, we chose love. And anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you all today. It's a pleasure to be able to connect with you, and I hope you tune into my next video. Until then, you take care.